Good morning, Crystal from the Rain Dance Ranch. It is May 25 and we have full-on baby's breath blooms. And okay, I'll take that. So look at those little guys. And I'm gonna do a test run maybe in a couple days. I don't know, because I'm not familiar with how these grow. Once these get a little more mature, these little buds here, and then I'm gonna cut it off and put it in a vase and see how they do. And we've got more here, and we've got sunflowers here. And look at, even like sunflowers are cool, like pre full bloom. But there is a stage at which you should cut them while they're not quite open all the way yet, right? And so then when you have them at a market, or you just give them to somebody, or you just put them in your own home, then, you know, it'll look like this from the beginning, and it still looks cool, or something more like this. So let's take a look at the exciting thing that has occurred while I was gone. That is a hobbit sunflower, and look at how cool that would look in a bouquet, just like that. And that would probably, I'm sure that would continue to open, because, well, that's my understanding, that sunflowers continue to open. And look at what we have down here. More baby's breath. I am in love. So easy to grow. And I was worried that they were all planted together too much, and I thinned them out, but they were still some thick areas. And so it's just, I'll just kind of have to assess it later. I haven't really assessed it much, but this particular little grouping was one that I pulled out from like here. In fact, there's a little divot. I bet it was right there. And I put it over there just to see how well they transplant. And yep, it liked it. Let's see how I haven't even looked. Oh, wow, look at this. Oh my gosh, I love gardening in Chino. Except for those are looking kind of sad. You can't win everything. Look at that pretty strawberry. I might have to come back and pick that. So I'm really happy with the burro's tail coming back, so it looks like it's definitely a springtimer. I really wasn't sure. Some succulents grow better starting in the fall and through the winter, and then others start in the spring and grow through summer. Oh wow, I got one of those chrysanthemums. Hi! Look at this. One of these days, if I can't get to this before the 30th, I'm coming back on the 30th. It's my birthday, and I told my boyfriend, he asked me what I wanted to do for my birthday, and I said, look at those pretty flowers back there. I'm so happy. And I said, I'm just gonna spend the day at the garden. Plus we have a meeting later that night. But I got all these like little volunteers, so I'm super happy that I let, maybe God works in mysterious ways. And that guy's gonna bloom, that aloe over there. And my kalanchoe, it's alive. I'm gonna have to move that to the shade. But then I got these plants from across the way. And I'll have to see how those turn out. But we got this squash here. Not sure what kind it is. It looks like it might be a zucchini, but I really don't know my squash leaves. Oh my gosh, what is that pink thing? That makes me happy. Look at these about to come into bloom. Are those not beautiful? Too bad I have all that ugly stuff in the background. I gotta do something about that. It's just so pretty. Okay. Oh, look, a ladybug. Okay, this place is like my happy place. All right, Crystal at the Rain Dance Ranch Lab. Oh, you know what? This is gonna be a long video. I forgot. So over here, I'm doing a Three Sisters, and I picked up some corn already, and it's been sitting in the shade for a little too long, and I'm hoping that I didn't mess up the future opportunity for those things to grow corn. I might have to add supports, but maybe they'll grow corn, but I'll have to add supports because you never want to weaken the structure. But again, these are vigorous plants, so I'm hopeful that they'll be solid. Plus, I'm going to be planting them in sardines from the dollar store. So thank God for Dollar Tree, because we have now lost our 99 cents only store, and I'm a little sad about that. So we're gonna do Three Sisters. So the idea is you plant the corn, and then like a week later you add the beans, and then like another week later you bring in the squash. And the director has some seeds for some pumpkins, so that's going to be our squash. But I do have that other squash over there, so I'll definitely be popping that in, and I don't think it would be wrong to have multiple varieties of squash. And I also may put in some black-eyed peas as the beans, and some other beans as well, but I don't know which ones. I need some kind of pole beans, and I think all I have are bush beans in my stash of seeds. But the problem with the black-eyed peas is some of them are bushing and some of them are pole, right? So now here I did plant some of those black-eyed peas, but it looks like maybe something's eating them, because I had some growing here in this area, but there's one right there. And so I'm growing those as greens for like leaf mold and composting, and adding to the chop and drop is what I really want to do with them. But it looks like something's eating them, because I had way more of them popped up. This is one. I didn't recognize it because it's kind of big. And these are still little. But I know I had more in here, so I just think something must have eaten it. And there's a lot of critters that like to eat beans, so I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, and we got another one right there. So I guess I'm not too worried about whether those chickpeas, now that I think of it, are not is it chickpeas? No, cowpeas. Did I say chickpeas this whole time? Cowpeas, black-eyed peas. Anyways, so it actually might be better if these are mounding, because then they can sort of act as a little extra mulch. And we can have other beans growing up the corn, and then I can use these as chop and drop in the garden. And so the first year, you might get decent results based on other types of fertilization, but the idea that I want to try is to have the least amount of outside inputs. Like, I want to have everything you need right there in the garden. And so we have a hose. And look at the lemon basil. Okay, lemon basil's blooming. Sorry. I heard that the lemon basil, or is it lemon, there's another lemon thing. Lemon balm doesn't have pretty flowers, but maybe the lemon basil does. I think they do. But what was I saying? So it's going to be over there in that garden. They call it the Native American garden. And so then I just need to get a climbing bean. If those are in, well, even if those cowpeas are vining or pole beans, then it's okay, because I'm planning on cutting them back before they start to fruit and flower and all that. So it doesn't even really matter what they do. And so I'm definitely going to be doing those. And then, yeah, so that's it. I don't remember where it's going to go. I got distracted by more flowers. So I'll try to pick up this conversation later and talk about my whole theory, and maybe do some kind of organized presentation, because I don't ever do that, and I need to try to get something a little more presentable out. I need to start practicing that. And I just quit one of my jobs, not completely, but I've just decided that I just don't need to spend as much time doing it anymore. So, oh, and then I got some good stuff coming up at Sierra's, a very important lesson from Sierra's Garden. So if you are watching my channel, Sierra's Garden seems to be my most popular series. So definitely check that out soon. All right, Crystal at the Rain Dance Ranch Lab, Chino, California, May 25th, 2024, and we have a sunflower bloom. Yay, sunflowers. All right, when it rains, go out and dance.